YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be building something. It's a little sentimental to me. This build kind of has a little bit of a special place in my heart, but I am building a food truck. And it is based off of my grandmother, actually. My grandmother, she passed away in 2015, but for a while before she passed away, she had this little hot dog stand, and it was much smaller than the build I'm making, but she would take it around from place to place and she would sell hot dogs, and that was her one of the things she said she always dreamed about doing. She dreamed of having a little food truck wagon where she would go around and sell hot dogs and stuff like that. And so I am trying to recreate something similar to that in this build. Now, obviously, because of Sims 4 gameplay, it is nowhere near an exact match to what her little weenie wagon was. But it's fairly close. It's the same general concept behind it. So, what I've done is I've created a second floor, but I made it kind of floating so it can sit on top of that trailer that we have. And then I put the truck on the trailer, obviously, because that's how it would be pulled around. I fiddled with the idea of adding a bathroom on the inside, but in the end I decided I didn't like that. I kind of feel like food trucks, they don't, have their own indoor bathrooms. They use whatever facilities are, on the lot that they're selling food at, and this is Strangerville. So the facilities may not be that great. I picked this lot because I like the aesthetics of Strangerville. I really do. The gameplay and the builds are they're a little questionable, but the general world of Strangerville, I really, really like. I was actually really disappointed when the Strangerville pack came out because this world is so awesome and the concept in it is so awesome, and there were so many cool things that could have been done with this world, and I just kind of feel like they didn't utilize it the best they could. But then again, maybe that was, so players could have motivation to utilize it the best they could. Um, I use a lot of yellow in this build, and the reason behind that is because my grandmother had a lot of yellow in her food truck. She absolutely loved Tweety Bird. That was her thing. Anytime she saw a Tweety Bird anywhere, she would have to buy it. She had Tweety Bird all over her food truck, so I tried to use a lot of yellow here to kind of replicate that. I actually end up using one of the little I can't think of what they're called, but the little things that look like a little ghost. I used the that came in the Snowy Escapes pack. I used one of those, the yellow one, because I thought it looked a little bit like Tweety Bird, and I think she would also think it looks a little bit like Tweety Bird. So I popped that up there. Now, obviously, for Sims 4 gameplay, I tried to make this a little more gameplay feasible. She obviously didn't have a bed or a desk in her food truck, but I kind of feel like I don't know. At least I know for me, when I play a restaurant, that I try to let my sim live there, just, at least in some capacity, because that just makes it so much easier. It's so much easier to just live on the lot. That way you can just open and close the restaurant as you see fit, and it just works better. I can't explain what it is. It just works better. I'm starting to move into the outside now. I kind of played around with the idea of having a driveway or some type of road there, but I honestly just couldn't find a swatch that was dark enough to replicate that. And it also doesn't help that there's not really a road leading out right here. So it would be kind of like a random road in the middle of nowhere. So I kind of delete that idea, but I used the gravel swatch right there because I kind of felt like that would be a good food truck. Now, these tables really annoyed me because they did not count as dining spots. And even though when I pulled up the actual dining spot thing, they weren't there. So I actually had to buy another table and hide it in the back there just to get all four of the dining spots opened up. But now I did test this in gameplay. In gameplay, those four seats there, they are absolutely usable as dining spots. It just, for whatever reason, the game did not register them. Now, the flowers on the outside, another thing my grandmother loved to do was garden. She had the biggest green thumb that I could imagine. So if she moved around from lot to lot, obviously, but if she could have a actual lot to put her food truck on, I think she would make it absolutely pretty. Here I'm adding some kind of Strangerville things because while I am trying to keep this kind of a memory to my grandmother, it is in Strangerville, and I do want to keep that aesthetic up. I almost put that jukebox in. I really, really did. I thought that would have been such a cool touch. The only reason that I didn't is because I remembered it would probably break if it ever rains, and that just would not be fun gameplay to have a broken jukebox. So that didn't make the cut, but it almost did. I had some serious thoughts about it. I ended up using these debug fencing along there, and I thought it ended up looking really good. It is so awesome, which you can find in the debug menu. I use it all the time now on all of my builds. Here I am trying. I wanted to add something in with the green kind of grass that's growing there, but I couldn't decide what fit well. Here I am trying to play with adding a path into the diner, but again, I just couldn't figure out what fit well. Um, I decided that spot right there was a little bit empty. So, again, keeping with my grandmother loved to plant, I ended up making little flower boxes. Again, keeping with the yellow theme. And this right here is when I find that big yellow bush. And I end up putting that across the fencing, and I think that works out perfectly for this build. Um, oh, I don't know what happened there. Oh, wow. But like I said, this was a really special build to me, and I tried really, really hard to make it both playable and fit with the Strangerville theme, but also kind of revert back to my grandmother's hot dog stand. Here I am. I even go in and customize what everyone is wearing because this is not a fancy type restaurant, and in reality, it wouldn't be a normal type restaurant. Obviously, in The Sims 4, we can't make our own food trucks, but this would kind of be a food truck aesthetic. So I went in and I gave the servers and the waiters and the cooks and everyone, I gave them very casual, laid back clothes. I go in and customize the menu. I pick for drinks. I picked everything that's in a can. um, so we have everything that's in a can in there. We have chips and fries, sandwiches, hot dogs, of course, burgers, any type of just I don't want to say easy food because that gives the wrong idea, but easy food. Desserts, they're all pre made options. I did name it Southside Weenie Wagon in honor of my late grandmother. But this is my build. I tried to keep it fitting with the Strangerville town, but also going with my own idea. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!